I have the Harbor Freight solar panels hooked up to the camper, but they're in the shade and far from the sunlight. I don't have enough wire to properly hook them up in the sun, and they're not charging my batteries at all right now. This is not good. I might be better off hooking them up somehow so that they're at least in the sun and charging a minimal amount rather than nothing. Oh, always something going on out here. So I got to do that before my parents arrive. The batteries inside the camper are down to 12.4 volts. So I think I'm going to do this before I do anything else. Well, good news about these panels, they are 24 volts open voltage, and it gives them enough to provide for losses in the lines. I wonder if that was an intentional thing, because they do have these thin lines. And this is temporary for now, but I've got it plugged into a Harbor Freight adapter, which goes to some clamps here, which goes to a camper wire. It's one of those campground plug-ins, which goes to an old wire that I had, which goes to another outdoor plug that I happen to have had, which goes in over my camper and out and down the back. So now I have power inside. I've got the old Harbor Freight charge controller in here, charging up the old junkyard batteries that I have here. And we're now at 12.7. So it's charging. And it's a good thing. So has half a day today and all day tomorrow to top off these batteries for my parents to have light and running water in here in the camper. I was in Lowe's today getting a toilet seat for my bathroom, and I took in the parts for my kitchen sink faucet, and I found out some bad news is they don't really know what parts go in this. There are some kits that go with this type of series, but without knowing the exact model and everything on it, nobody can help me. And I found something that was close, but not really close enough to be sure that it would work in this, and I didn't want to spend money on washers and repair kits. Plus there were 4 different types of washers, a spring and a plastic plunger in here. There's 2 springs with plastic plungers and 2 rubber seals on top of that, and those were demolished. And then in the faucet handle itself, there's a piece of plastic that moves around on top of all this, and then there's another thing, there's an O-ring on the plastic ring, and then there's another thing on the handle that has an O-ring. And I couldn't find those 2 O-rings anyway. So my kitchen sink is done. This faucet is DOA, not going to be used anymore. So I'm going to see about removing it from the bottom and see if I can find a new faucet that'll fit this. But the problem is, let me see if I find some light down in here. The problem is there are copper lines going straight up into the kitchen faucet and fastens up to these copper lines. I can't track my here we go. That's to the fittings to the RV. So it's straight copper pipes coming down, and honestly I have no idea how I would replace that with a normal faucet if I did buy one. And by the way, I found out that kitchen faucets at Lowe's are mega expensive. They're in the hundreds of dollars. There are cheaper ones. I found a very dirt cheap one with nothing for $30. But I don't want to spend that money plus hoses and whatever else just for an experiment and maybe not work. And without getting my head up inside there, I don't know how this is put together. So I don't know if I'm going to have kitchen running water in the kitchen or not for a while. I don't know. This is not going to happen right now. Well, I've got Chris helping me. Right now we're pulling out the rest of the carpet scraps and all the staples from the floor to prepare for laying the new carpeting. And I still have to foam these holes. I'm going to hit it with spray foam or something real quick. I think I'm just going to stuff it in with steel wool. Nothing will come through that. What do you think? These holes right here? If I stuff steel wool in there, nothing's going to come up through those holes.
You could cut a little plug or something.
Yeah, maybe I can plug it, but right now I got to get this carpet in here. So I think that's what I'll do with that. And then I've got my carpet tacks I'm preparing to put down. I'm not exactly sure how you cut that. I guess very carefully with a saw. But the tack boards will go down, and then we'll start laying the carpet. I'm not going to do the bedroom probably tonight. There's just not enough time because I ended up painting. I'll show you when I get back outside. I painted the closet doors so I could hang them because they were in my way. I'm tired of moving them in and out, in and out, in and out. So those are finished and they'll go up tonight. Now these are the closet doors that I got tired of moving around, so I put them on my higher priority list and finished the trim work today. It took actually about an hour and a half, believe it or not, with a little paintbrush and a dish. But I wanted to do it and do a good job and be done with it and hang these doors tonight. So that's my closet doors. That's what they're going to look like. That's what they do look like, I mean. They're done. And tonight I'll be putting them up. Right now we're losing daylight rapidly and trying to prep for this carpeting. So I'm going to lay down some tarps on the ground and roll up the carpeting and cut it. Well, there's my foam pad. We're measuring it for the living room right now. I'm going to take that in there. Forgot to mention too, that's those brand new tarps that I got that are being put to use nicely to keep my carpet clean as we cut and measure. That worked out well. Running out of daylight fast. We got the little generator warming up so I can vacuum in here, and then we'll put down the carpet tack boards and then the foam pads, and then we'll roll out the carpet and cut it, and I'll have the living room done tonight at least. So that'll be nice tonight. Well, that one's fun. Well, there's got the tack board down, and we're cutting and measuring the fiber. This is Stainmaster, and we think that the shiny side goes up, but I guess it doesn't matter in the end because it's cushion. It's going to be under the carpet, I hope. Well, there's the new carpeting. Got it laid in the living room. I just have it laying in place. Now there's some bubbles in the carpet that I'm not getting out, so I'm going to leave this overnight. I'm not going to do anything else tonight. Baby, don't. Now I got that on camera, you dummy. Now I'm not going to do anything with this tonight. Just leave it and hope those bubbles will work themselves out. If not, maybe I'll lay it out in the sun tomorrow, Chris suggested, and see if that'll help. Anyway, it's going to look nice. It's going to be like a brand new home. Really nice. And then actually, hold on a second, I'll put up the other piece and you'll see the overview here. We just sort of set it up so you can see. Chris is holding it. I'm going to cut it off in that edge, and it's going to be on the front of the battery box, starting about there and running across the whole front of the battery box. I do think this is coming together. What do you think, Chris?
It's beautiful.
It's starting to look good, isn't it, in here?
Yeah, very nice.
This is starting to look like home now, finally. And I even have carpeting in the bedroom. It's not professionally installed, but it's soft and cozy. I wanted to get my bedroom carpeted tonight, and I did. There it is.